I'm Laura Hayes, and the scratch of my pen against the divorce papers echoed in the sterile office. Like a final heartbeat, my hands shook. Not from fear, but from the weight of freedom sinking in. Heavy and cold, the lawyer slit a tissue across the desk. As I swiped at my eyes, though I rarely let tears show, each signature drove a stake through the life it built. With Tom, a man I once thought I'd grow old with, he didn't show up. Typical, since age checked out emotionally years ago. As I left clutching the papers, the city's fading light cast long shadows, and the wind bit my skin. I barely felt it. Lost in memory, Estom's voice in our old kitchen, the coffee-aged brew the songs we'd danced to now. My apartment was a mausoleum of what was at home. I dropped the papers on the table and poured whiskey, stronger than my usual wine. The burn steadied me as I stared at our wedding, Fatome White, Tom's arm around me. A memory so distant, it felt borrowed to endings. I muttered, raising the glass. But regret twisted inside me. The night stretched heavy and silent. The city's hum a faint pulse. I ignored dinner, sipping more the alcohol of fog. I craved my phone-based. My oldest friend, you, okay? She asked, her warmth laced with worry. Fine, I lied. Swirling my drink, she pressed. You're not alone in this, but I brushed her off, ending the call with a tired excuse. I didn't want her pity or promises of better days. In bed, the room spun. Tears fought free, and the half-empty bottle watched me unravel. Morning hit like a sledgehammer. Me head throbbed, but the bed wasn't mine. Silk sheets, modern art. A glass of water with aspirin beside. Methys wasn't home. Panic flared as I sat up, wrapping myself in a robe left nearby. The door opened, and a man stepped in. Tall, sharp-suited. Familiar from headlines, Michael Reed, the elusive millionaire who lived on the town's edge. You're awake, he said, setting down breakfast, his voice calm, a hint of humor in his eyes. Mortified, I croaked. How'd I get here? He nodded at the tray. Eat ill, explain. Toast teased my hunger, as he said. You passed out near my gate. My staff brought you in safer than leaving you. I flushed, choking out. I'm sorry, he waved it off. It's fine, glad you're okay. The breakfast was lavish, and I felt small under his gaze. Sipping coffee across from him, in a dining room with views of endless gardens. You can go whenever, he said, sensing my knees. Why help? I asked. He paused, eyes distant. I've seen loneliness break people. Sometimes someone noticing helps. His words hung there heavy with something unspoken. We tell Kijim old job, I quit. His quiet life despite wealth hand. I saw a flicker of sadness in him mirroring mine. Leaving, I felt a shift. A thread of connection I hadn't expected. Days later, I realized my wallet was Gondam's photo, with Sarah inside a lifeline. Panic hit until Michael's assistant called. Mr. Reed found it, come by. Humiliated, I went, and he handed it over casually. Thanks, I mumbled. These things happen, he said, his kindness disarming back home. I sank onto the couch, the wallet a tether to my past. Tom's ring glinted by the sink. Couldn't toss it, a relic of love or failure. I wasn't sure, touching old books and letters. I felt stuck, but Michael's steady gaze lingered in my mind. Nudging me forward a week later, his assistant called again. There's more in your wallet. Documents, stop by. And puzzled, I went, and he gave me a letter from Mom lost years ago. Tears welled as I clutched it. Some things are worth finding, he said, empathy in his eyes. That night, I felt a spark made. Healing wasn't so far off. Soon, he offered more. I know people if you want work. I can help, I hesitated. I'm not ready, it's not pity. He said, I see potential. Pride warred with curiosity, but I said, ill think. His offer haunted me. Tom had crushed my dreams, calling them foolish, and it believed him. But Michael saw something else. One Sunday, I found myself at his gate, asking why me, tending roses. He said, I've been stuck too. Lost my fiancé years back, his grief echoed mine, bridging us. Then came in velopedicuments to deliver downtown. Practice his note read. I did it, nerves jangling in the office bustle. Another Ayurveda check, seed money for my resale idea. Not a handout, he said. When I called your choice that night, The check glowed beside me, a flicker of possibility, igniting. I kept it meeting Michael to talk in his study. He asked about Mescal's passions, drawing out dreams it buried. Leaving, I felt alive, ready to try. Over coffee downtown, he showed me luxury goods, pushing me to see a future. I wasn't whole, but with every step, I was building something new because of him and me.